This is Brad from Pro Wrestling Junkies, and welcome to another episode of Toilet Side Wrestling Talk. Today's guest hails from the great state to some of New York and began wrestling in 2013 for such promotions as Pro Wrestling Syndicate, United Pro Wrestling Association, WrestlePro, Eclipse, Camp Leapfrog, Pro Wrestling Magic, to name a few. He's part of the tag team Meat on a Mission with Cheeseburger and has shared the ring with the likes of Nick Stapp, Justin and Mark Carino, Joey Janela, Alex Reynolds, Erica Lee, Brian Myers, Max Caster, again, to name a few. So please let's welcome today's guest, someone who's sometimes the Bundertaker, but he's always Hotdog Starks. Hotdog Starks, how are you?
I'm good. That was an awesome highlight video.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it. That was fun making this one particularly. All right, now I apologize. Where are you located in case we have any stalkers listening? You don't have to give like an address or anything. Are you in New York?
I'm in Hotdog land. No.
Got it.
No, I live in Jersey now. I live in New Jersey now.
Okay. Now I apologize if everyone asks you, this is the first question everyone asks you. It's obvious it's about your gear, but I'll share a story first.
Okay.
When I was in high school, I worked at this fine dining establishment, a chain called Subway. And so I would work there, and in the summers, they would have me go out to like the main intersection corner in the Subman costume. Which, didn't show my head or anything. It was a big full thing. And I mean, it smelled so bad. I think one time I may have hallucinated because it smelled so bad in there. Do you have multiple, I don't know if you can give this secret out. Do you have multiple ring gear?
It's okay. You can say hot dog suits.
Okay, hot dog suits.
I have maybe 10 suits.
Okay. And how long have you accumulated these over?
I want to say 4 years. 4 years of hot dogs. Oh. So yeah. Some were gifts. Some I've gotten through other places. Very weird. Uh-huh. And sometimes I just need a new suit because the suits they're very flimsy. They very weak. They have little padding and it rips here and there. Sometimes you need a new suit. So sometimes I'll get 2 suits a year. But I don't need them anymore now. But I switched up now. I switched up the gimmick now. But my last suit has a bunch of modifications on it, right? So the longevity of it will be forever. So my fiance, Mrs. Dog, she attached a zipper to it. Because before it was Velcro. So now I could wear a zipper and it would never come off. You can never see my back or anything like that.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So
did you have to do your own tailoring?
Or
do you have to find someone else to do that?
I usually just go to my fiance because she specializes with stuff like that.
Oh gosh, that's a great resource.
Yes, very good.
What's the longest you've gone between washings?
I want to say 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks, because if I'm like wrestling every week or every weekend, it's gonna start stinking. It's gonna start
Yeah.
smelling like dirty water dog. So
Yeah.
I'm not trying to have that like on me. So I'll have to like wash it. I have to hand wash it, use a bunch of detergent, and then like wring it out. And like when you wring it out, it's so nasty. It's like,
Oh, really?
oh my god, it's so bad. It's so bad because it's like, just imagine all the body sweat and
Yeah,
whatnot.
totally.
Ah. So yeah, that's literally like dirty water dog. So it's like, I hang it up, and you can tell the difference. So if I don't wash it, my suit is not as vibrant. But when I
Yeah,
do
I
wash it,
imagine.
you can see how vibrant the mustard is. The relish pops out a little bit more. My bun to be popping. Um,
So you
but if
like
I
taking it out of the dryer and it looks awesome again.
No, I don't even put it in the dryer, because if you put it in the dryer, it would
Oh, that's
shred it
right.
up. You
So
have
you
to
just
like
air dry it?
you have to air dry it. So I make sure, if I have a show, let's say I have a show on a Saturday, I'm gonna wash it on a Friday because it would take like 12 to 18 hours for it to dry. So I'll leave it hanging in the bathroom, and it would just like
Oh, okay.
be air dried and be all nice and comfy for me to wear the next day.
Is your fiance, is she wrestle?
No, I'm trying to teach her though. I'm trying to teach her. She knows a lot though. She knows a lot.
That's what I wanted to ask you. One time, 2 wives ago, I put a figure four leg lock on her for fun. We weren't like, it wasn't like I didn't get her permission, and I ended up hurting myself. But do you ever like put her in a move? Did she ever ask, like, could you put me in a move or lift me up?
um, no, because she's afraid I'm gonna drop her. I'm like, no, I'm safe. Don't worry. But she knows that. But I usually, like, if I have a thought process, I'm like, hey, I want to start doing this sequence or doing these type of moves. Mrs. Dog's a stunt dummy. I'm like, baby, come here. Let me grab a headlock on you real quick. And she's all for it. And if I'm like, hey, throw a line, and she'll throw a line, I'm like, oh my god, she's learning. And it's like watching your baby walk for the first time.
Yeah, I imagine. Did when you got her? I don't mean that's not the right term. Got, but like you didn't. Did she know anything about wrestling?
No, well, actually, no. That's a lie. She grew up around like people who watch wrestling, so she grew up watching it.
Okay.
Um, but she had her opinions, and I had my opinion. I love this stuff. This was more of a like, okay, this is cool. This is on TV. Okay, who that's? Oh, that guy with the dark hair, long hair, beard. Okay, that guy. Okay, cool. So me, it's like, no, that's the Undertaker. We're like, don't disrespect the Undertaker. Don't do that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So like, she knows of it. She knows certain people from it back then, but like now
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to keep up with. But we do
Like
sit down. Yeah.
if I put a figurative gun to her head, I don't mean it like that. Again, a toy gun, a squirt gun. Could she name, like, if you asked her, name me 10 wrestlers right now? Could she do it?
She probably could, because we do sit down and watch like wrestling. Like we watch Monday Night Raw, and we watch like SmackDown and NXT and whatnot. And she'll know some indie people too,
Mm-hmm.
because my friends come over every so often.
Yeah,
They come
yeah.
over, and she knows them. So
Wow, you did a good job. I mean, that's
yeah.
a magnificent feat to turn someone
I
into a
It's funny.
wrestling
I didn't
fan.
even give her the name Mrs. Dog. Mrs. Dog came from like my wrestling friends.
Uh-huh.
So
Oh, really?
yeah, because like she's Mrs. Dog. She's been there for me like for a while. Um, if I need anything, like if I have to leave my merch table,
Uh-huh.
Mrs. Dog is on deck. She's on duty. She starts handling my merch. She
Oh,
does it all.
that's
She's great. She's so great.
wow. That's again, she seems like an amazing resource to have, aside from being your fiance.
Yes.
So were you a wrestling fan when you were growing up, a kid?
Yeah, I started watching at like 4, I want to say. Um,
Do you
yeah,
remember, like, do you have like a vivid memory of that?
I can always just remember Rock and Stone Cold always fighting.
Okay.
So I just remember specifically, Stone Cold goes to bash Rock's head on the turnbuckle, a turnbuckle post on the outside. Rock just stops, reverses it, and bashes Stone Cold. And like little blips of like Rock giving Stone Cold a rock bottom through a table. So I remember those things. Same with WCW when like NWO was taking over and they wanted Sting to take a side, and Sting was like, "I'm on no side. I'm by myself," and just started doing his own thing. So yeah, I remember certain things from back then. But yeah, I've always like been a fan. Always been a fan of wrestling.
Did you like wrestle like your friends and stuff? Or was this
I
all like in your head?
Wait, can you repeat that?
I said, did you like wrestle with your friends like growing up? Like
Yeah.
like someone jumps off the house or something like that. Did you do anything like that?
Yeah. So I remember like fighting. I had grew up with brothers, so I had like two
Mm-hmm.
brothers who lived with me. And I remember one of my family members got me like a wrestling championship belt for Christmas, and I was like Jeff Jarrett, holding that thing.
Uh-huh.
I was like, hey, what's up, slap nuts? And like I was defending my title like every night before bed. We would hang the belt on a curtain, like a curtain rod, right? And
Okay.
that'll be our ladder match, right? So my
Oh,
brothers will
that's so
fight it
funny.
out. Yeah, my brothers will fight it out, and I'll just be like, and I'll just go grab it, and I'm like, that's why I'm the champ.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yeah, and my mom, she bought me. Oh man, when I say Jeff Jarrett, I'm not kidding. My mom bought me like one of those like dollar like toy guitars.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Oh
really?
my goodness, I would go Elka bound and
Like
like
no
hit
holding back?
no holding back. I'll crack my brother because it was like a little like cardboard piece at the back of the guitar. So I'm
Okay.
like, okay, cool, boom.
Yeah, but my son hit me with a paper towel roll the other day, and it hurt. Like, I know it's just paper towel, but if you hit him in the right place.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so when did you start thinking, oh, maybe I could do this?
At like 5.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Were your parents on board? I mean, I know, like when you're 5, I want to be an astronaut, or. But were they
no,
supportive of
like
this?
no. So I remember like coming to terms of what I really want to be growing up at like
Hmm.
7. But at like I would watch wrestling and like, oh, I could do that. But like I was like at 7, I'm like, okay, I think I can really do this. And I told my mom I want to be a wrestler. And my mom was like, you're gonna get yourself hurt. Boy, please. I was like, what? Which I'm tough, mommy. I'm tough. So my mom would like, no, you're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna hurt yourself. Don't do it. Don't do it. My Her oldest son, because I'm the youngest of 7. Her
Oh,
oldest son,
wow.
my oldest brother, he's like, oh yeah, you could draw. You're artistic. You can do something. You can make comic books of wrestlers. Why don't you do that? And I'm like, that's cool and all, but that's not what I want to do. What I
Yeah.
want to do is I want to wear tights. I want to wear my knee pads, boots. I want to have my signature pose. I want to face the Rock, Stone Cold. I want to do this. And they're like, well, no. So nobody was on board. No one. And it sucked. So
Did
I
you play
remember
like contact sport or like any extracurricular like physical
um
activities?
growing up, like I had played on a basketball team like once, football team once,
Hmm.
soccer team once. I did like all the regular sports like at least once.
Sure. Okay.
But like my extracurricular activities were like I was in an orchestra. I was playing music. You
Oh.
know,
Oh. Okay.
it wasn't my thing per se, but like that's what my school offered because like for some reason like we had like money to do that. So like
Yeah.
we were fortunate enough to have an orchestra, play at shows, go on tour and whatnot, and that was cool. It's just that like I didn't want that. I didn't want that. I just wanted to be a pro wrestler. So even
What instrument were you playing?
upright string bass,
Oh, wow. Okay.
yeah, and that's
Did you have
also the
to?
same. Yeah, that's
Did you have
also
to carry that around?
no. Thank goodness.
Oh, okay.
Everybody else had to take their instruments home.
Uh
I
huh.
could leave mine at the school, and I'm good. And what made it
Okay.
better was my oldest brother is also a bass player. Currently, he's a jazz musician.
Wow.
So he would like teach me cool things. He's like, "This is how you hold the bass. You want to hold it like this. Press the strings apart. You want to play it like this." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So
The
I remember,
performance.
yeah. So I remember I graduated as a first chair, in the
Oh,
orchestra.
wow.
So that was pretty cool.
Was
Um,
that the last time you ever played in an orchestra?
Yeah, because I don't have a desire for it, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Was there
My
ever
heart
a thought
wasn't in
like,
it.
maybe I'll keep doing this? Wrestling is. Okay.
No, it never dawned on me. I was like, no.
Okay, so you've made it through high school at this point.
Okay, yep.
What did you want to go straight into wrestling? Did your mom have other ideas? Your brothers have other ideas for you?
Man, like graduating high school, going to college, and man, it was that year you have to figure out what you want to do. So
When you're
I,
still really young and not knowing what you
yeah,
want to do.
right. So
Uh-huh.
my mom was like, "Yo, you got to go to school because if you're not going to school, you're not going to be in here." All right, cool. I'll go to school. So college is already like I have to do that.
Yeah.
Um, but my senior year in high school, I was with my best friend, and we're like, "Yo, if we're gonna do this wrestling thing serious, like, we gotta really be serious." So we would like run track every day, go to the gym almost every day. We both started wrestling at the same time. Like, I
Okay.
found a school. Like, that was my mission: find a school. So I'm
And how'd you
looking.
do that? Like, where do you
Google. I want to
start?
say I went to Google. So
Okay.
I was like, what schools are in New York? And there
Mm-hmm.
was nothing because I lived in the Bronx at this point, and there was like nothing. There was Bronx Wrestling Federation, and I had went by there, and it wasn't like cool. It wasn't like good training.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot. It was a lot. Gleason's Gym, Johnny Rod's, all these schools, but I like okay, these sounds okay. And I somehow found like a show, right? It was a
Okay.
PWS show
Okay.
that someone had posted. I'm not even in the wrestling business, so I don't know nothing about it. All I see
Okay.
is wrestlers on a poster. Someone posted on Facebook.
You've never been in a wrestling ring before?
Nothing. This is
Okay.
my first outside exposure outside of WWE, outside of Impact, outside of Ring of Honor. Like this is my first time looking at indie. I didn't know
Had
what
you
indie
ever been
wrestling
to a
was.
show before?
Nothing.
Of any
Nothing.
kind? Okay, go on. I'm sorry.
So I hit this dude up. I was like, "Hey, are you a wrestler?" He was like, "I'm training to be one." I said, "Oh my god, I want to be one too." So he was like, "Where do you live?" I'm like, "I live in the Bronx." "Where do you live?" He lives in Harlem. Harlem and the Bronx are literally like right there, depending on where you're
Okay.
at. I'm right across the bridge from him. So this is the first time, not first time really, but like I don't do this often. I don't meet with people who I don't
Yeah, yeah.
know. This is the
Uh-huh.
first time I've actually like just said F it and I left my house, went to this person's house who I did not know. We traveled to New Jersey, right?
Uh-huh.
And that was my first wrestling exposure.
Now this guy, was he kind of at the same level as you were?
He had just started maybe like 2 months before I did.
Okay. And did you guys become friends?
Yeah, we're cool. We're cool. I've seen him from time to time. Like he doesn't like do. Actually, he's training now. I believe he's still training again because he like was doing it and then he didn't have the passion for it anymore, so he quit and he came back to it. But like we're still
Okay.
cool. We're still cool, and I hold him very near and dear to my heart because if it wasn't for him, I would not be wrestling.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I wouldn't had found that platform to start training to be a wrestler. I wouldn't say not be wrestling because I'm going to wrestle regardless. You know,
Like when
that
he
was
said,
always
"I'm
my heart.
trained to be a wrestler," okay, there's your opportunity, and you're like, "I'll
Yeah,
take
so
this," and
I
go
took it.
go on the ride.
I had took that opportunity, and it was probably like the best decision I made in my life because I didn't know I didn't know about this. This is my first time being next to a professional wrestling ring,
Uh
and I see
huh.
guys taking bumps and rolls, and man, my eyes were wide, and I was texting my best friend because he didn't come with me. I'm like, hey, um, I might join today. Like, so if you want to come check it out, you need to come. So he was like, I'm gonna look up the school. He was
Mm-hmm.
like, yo, this place is actually pretty cool. Like, we gotta like let's join next week. I said, bet. So we got our little monies together. Um, Pretty much my financial aid from college was paying off my wrestling school tuition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's how I was doing that. But we both started together and we were there for a long time and then we do our thing. We're still best friends to this day. But that was such a great experience, such a great feeling to finally be next to something that you always wanted to be next to.
Yeah.
And now I have the opportunity to actually like learn and actually do everything that I want to do or wanted to do when I was a kid. So now here it is, my childhood dreams right in front of me. Do I
And
take it? Of course. Yeah.
how long did it start before like it start feeling like, oh my gosh, this is real? I'm pro wrestler.
Man, it took it took a while, honestly.
Yeah.
Cause I trained for a while and then like I had some shows here and there, but like I think maybe now, not now, maybe like
Mm-hmm.
I would say 2018. I started wrestling in 2012. But 2018 it was when like I'm like, wow, like I make an impact on people. I can do things. This is great. I have a schedule. This is great. So that's when I really started feeling like an actual wrestler, not like I'm just doing this for fun or this is play
Yeah,
pretend.
yeah.
That's when I actually accepted, okay, you are Hot Dog Starks. You
Uh-huh.
are the one and only hot dog man from Hot Dog Land. This is who you are now. So you need to culminate this to everything else. You need to be about this. So I would say 2018 is when I finally realized, yo, this is not a dream.
Uh-huh.
You are a professional wrestler.
Yeah, I
So
imagine that's like a pinch myself moment. Like, God damn, I'm one of these. I'm a
yeah.
wrestler. Um, do you remember your first match?
Yeah, I do actually. It was January 19th, 2013.
Okay,
Yep. The
and
Touch of the Sportsplex. It was I want to say a 12-man tag
oh wow, is that hard to
elimination
wrestle as
style.
your first match?
No, not really. But I remember being very nervous because I got friends and family in the crowd, right? And then
Mhm.
like the people who are in the match with, who are going against, are like veterans. So we're
Yeah,
waiting on them. They're doing another show, and we're waiting on them, and we're like, I don't know what to do. We don't know none of us know what to do. We're all students.
yeah.
What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Okay, let's plan this match out. Let's try to plan this match out. Um, but honestly, thank God they came because they was like, look, that's not a good idea.
Oh yeah, did you like present him what you guys came up with?
Yeah, that's what we like. Hey, this is what we came up with. This is your stuff.
Uh-huh.
This is our stuff. So like, hey, you want to do this? They were like, no, this is our
Yeah.
stuff, and this is your stuff. All right,
Okay.
cool, man.
And were you able to enjoy the match, or were you like nervous?
um, I enjoyed some of it. I got choke slammed, but even that, like, I was like, hey, I might not be like the tallest person or, the most in shape person, but if I can sell a move, if I can make my opponent look good, then that makes me look good. So
Yeah, totally.
I already understood that. Like, I already understood that going in. So I was taking all these devastating moves. I took a choke slam on my first wrestling match, and I don't even think my trainer told me how to take a choke slam. I just took it.
Oh
But the
God.
way I took it, I landed on my upper shoulder. But I knew what I was doing, and I
Uh-huh.
kind of folded myself in half. Like one of those like, okay, Here Come the Pain is a perfect example. You know when you
Okay.
fall off the cell and Here Come the Pain, how the guy
Hmm.
just like takes the. Ooh, I took that type of bump. I took a Here Come the Pain bump,
Oh God.
but I was okay. I was little engine that could. I was a little engine that could bump. Um, so I
Do
knew
you
what I was
remember your
doing.
first bump? From
There's a
training?
funny story about that. My first
Okay.
bump. All right, so my trainer is teaching me how to do a flip bump, right?
Okay.
Um, I'm doing a regular. I'm flipping. I'm just landing on my back. He's like, "You're not
Mhm.
doing it right." I was like, "Okay, what do you mean?" He explains how to do a perfect flip bump. I tried to do it. I jumped up and I tucked, landed right
Oh.
up here, and then you could just hear the explanation of everybody, like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yo, I'm good." And then he was like, "Is your neck okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's good." So, but like, I don't take those type of bumps anymore. But back
But
then.
did you have to keep doing it to get it?
I think after that one, he was like, "All right, we'll just get back.
We'll move on to something else." So, at what point does Hot Dog like come into fruition? Like, had you been thinking about that for a while, like your character?
No, it was just like something that just kind of like fell into my lap.
Okay.
So I was shown off, right? From
Mm-hmm.
the, I was like a parody of The Last Dragon,
Yeah.
the movie. Okay. So no one understood that, right? It's like I'm a kid from New York. No one understands what The Last Dragon is because I'm wrestling all the way in Jersey, or I'm wrestling somewhere in Connecticut or PA. Like no one understands what The
Yeah.
Last Dragon is. So it didn't connect.
You maybe get Vanity to walk down the ring with you.
Right.
It doesn't look as good now, but go
on. So I remember, I want to say somewhere in September, I had got let go from this job I was working at for a couple years, and I was feeling really like down. And like my best friend, who I started like training with, he was like, "Yo, you want to come to the mall with me?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got nothing to do. I might as well, right?" So I go to the mall. I see a hot dog suit, and I'm like, "Yo, wouldn't it be funny if I like put this on and like put like the Heavenly Bodies / Heart Foundation's theme song when when I forgot what they were called. But do you remember the Heavenly Bodies?
Yeah,
like
with the
version 2,
Chris
but like it was
Candido's on them?
no,
No.
the Wrestle Pro version.
Yes. Go on.
So their theme song, I love their theme song. So I'm like, wouldn't it be funny if I like put it on and like play that and like do Justin Carino's like little dance? So I did that, right? And I recorded this video, but I didn't post it. I literally posted it 1 year later to that day.
What made you do that?
I was scared of posting it when I made the video because I was like, all right, I might get heat from this. I don't know how they would take this.
Sure.
This is funny for me, but might not be funny for them. So I'm not gonna post it, and I don't want to get in trouble.
Had you had your first match at this point?
Yeah, I have. I'm like a couple years in at this point. I'm like maybe like 2-3 years in.
Okay.
But I'm just like, okay, I don't want to post it. I didn't post it, but the next year came, and I was like, you know what? I think it was also my birthday that day too.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, why not? Like, no one's gonna yell at me on my birthday. No one's gonna be mad at me on my birthday. It's my birthday, right? I posted it, and it blew up. Did I know it was gonna blow up? Nope. So now I have people in my inbox talking about you should wrestle in that. I have one of the promoters who I was training for at the time. You should wrestle in this.
Oh, wow.
Everybody's telling me you should wrestle in this, and I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I'm not doing nothing with my character. I'm not doing nothing in wrestling. What I got nothing to lose.
Hurt. Yeah,
it can't hurt. And then I get a text saying, I hope you have that suit because I booked you for this show. I didn't have the suit.
oh, you just tried it on there and never.
I tried it on. So look, I tried it on.
I
made a video. I didn't post it until a year later.
I'd
never even bought that suit. That video I posted was a year old. So
are you panicking at this point?
Yes, I'm panicking. But I'm like, yo, this is 1 year later. So if I go back to Target, they might have the same hot dog costume. So I'm like, I had no money. This is like the sad part. I had no money. I didn't know how I was going to get this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is an opportunity. I can't let this go. I'm asking friends like, hey, can I borrow like $40, to get this suit? Because the suit was expensive back then. My boys didn't have it. I forgot how I got it. I think someone had like owed me money or something like that, and I immediately was like, here you go.
Nice.
Got it, bought the suit, and I debuted that following Saturday. And it was amazing. Did
you have fun with it? Like differently than you did with Shonoff?
Okay, yeah, I definitely did. But it was kind of tough because um this is a I didn't know what to do. This is a whole new gimmick. No one's giving me directions, right? So I'm
Yeah.
on my own in a sense. Someone gave me the like someone suggested I should wrestle in this, and they didn't give me any hey, you should wrestle in this, and then this and do this and this, and I'm like, what do I do? So
Uh-huh.
I had a 6-way match, and they were like, all right, so what's your finish? Like, what do you do? Are you going over? I'm like, I'm not going over, but I'm gonna dance around this ring. They're like, that's a good idea. Dance around the ring. So I danced around the entire ring, doing like Shawn Michael dances, taking selfies with fans. I've never the amount of attention I got I wasn't used to. Showing up wasn't getting that
Yeah,
attention,
yeah.
but Hot Dog is. I'm like, this is crazy. People were asking me to sign things. People were asking to take pictures with me. People are giving me money to take pictures with them, and I'm like, I don't understand this,
Yeah, yeah.
but this is good. Um,
And did everything blow up at that point?
Everything blew up, but I would like to say that like I don't think Hot Dog was supposed to ever be a thing. I think it was supposed to be a joke, and I think it was supposed to be like a rib on me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm okay with ribs because you give me something. You give me $1, I'll make sure you come back with 100.
Yeah, because
Like
at the end of the day, it's that you entertaining the fans. If they're entertained, you're doing a
eh,
great job.
yeah, and I feel like I feel like I'm still doing a great job
Oh yeah.
entertaining the fans and whatnot. Like I love being Hot Dog.
Is Camp
And
Leapfrog fun?
Camp Leapfrog is fun. I love Camp Leapfrog. So I kind of get to do whatever I want to
Yeah, that's what it seems
do.
like.
So I love it, and
Hmm.
everybody's so nice to me. Everybody's, I love it there.
Is it different, like in different environment than somewhere else you would wrestle?
Yeah, honestly, the locker room in Camp Leapfrog is very, very pure, and
Hmm.
like, there's no hate, there's no sense of jealousy. There's always people who are like rooting you on, who are like,
Hmm.
"Yo, I love that you did this, and this, and this," and everybody's there to help. Especially like you got like world famous CB there. Like he's a lot of help. I'm pretty sure after every match, um, each wrestler will go up to CB and ask him, "Hey, how's my match? Like, did you watch my match? Like, can you give me any tips?" And it's so great. Like everybody gets to pick his mind because let's be honest, he's great. Like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
really is great.
Hmm.
When I first faced him, I was shook, man. But I'm happy. Him and we become really good friends, and I can go to him about anything. So
Oh, that's great. So, like, that's what I'm gonna say. In your experience, when you were, young, were the veterans easy to approachable, or like were there some is?
whew, I mean, if some veterans like you, cool. If
Uh,
they don't, then it's kind of gonna be tough. But
is it
um,
because they're trying to like condition you, or is it because they don't like the young guys coming up?
honestly, I've been wrestling 8 years, and I
Uh,
still can't figure that out. I don't
oh,
know.
okay.
I don't know why veterans are like that. I don't know. But some people call me veteran. Some people have called me a veteran, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's cool. Like that's
Well, I
cool.
mean, you
Yeah.
and do you like take time to like see like a young guy and say, hey, I really like that. Maybe you should do this.
Yeah, yeah. I can't keep up with young guys. Like I'm not that young anymore. Like I'm 27, and I started at
I'm 45.
18.
I'm gonna be 45 in June. Quit
Oh
complaining.
man. But
I'm
like,
closer to dying.
it's cool to see people who are young and hungry and are in a sense doing the same thing that you were doing, when you got into it. But like me people in my generation have a chance to change the stigma of like being those veterans who were very push offy and very like, oh, well, go worry about your own stuff. Like we have the chance to change that. And I think honestly, like the people who started around the time I started are doing a really good job on molding the next generation. So when I see people who have just started, or are on their stride to getting booked or
Uh-huh.
learning or doing different, I love it, and I it makes me want to be a better wrestler as well because
I
they're
bet.
hungry. They're really hungry, but I'm hungry too. You know what I mean? I want to eat,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
I'm watching
totally.
them eat, and I'm trying to get a meal in. So it's just I love it. I love it. I just love it. It's no heat. It's all love. It's all love.
That's
That's how I
great.
feel now.
In any occupation, like that's just what you want. I have three kind of related questions, and I don't know how I should order them. So I'll start with this. Do you have to work out every day?
I do yoga every day,
Okay.
and I kind of sort of work out every day, if I have
Do you have to
time.
like watch your diet?
That's the tough part for me. Like,
Okay.
to be honest with you, for a long
Mhm.
time, for like 4 years, when I was hot dog, like when I was wearing a hot dog costume,
Mhm.
man, you can't see my gut. You can't see nothing. You know, only thing
Yeah.
people see are my arms and my face. So,
Hmm.
do I really need to work out? Do I need to do these things? Well, yes, kind of, sort of, but not really.
Yeah.
Um, I've learned to shape my character to not to do not minimum work, but like not as much work as everybody else would do. So if you're wrestling
Okay.
with me, you're not gonna do much. It's gonna be a fun match.
Hmm.
You won't be tired, you won't be blown up, you won't be any of that. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna come in happy, you're gonna leave happy. So that's how I see it. So to be honest with you, I hadn't worked out,
Okay.
and that
Yeah.
was I didn't really work out as much. I would go to training once every so often, and
Uh-huh.
um, I would I didn't do much. Everybody else did, and I didn't. But I realized that's sometimes not the best way to go because you'll get into a predicament where you have to wrestle, you have to do certain things, and you just
Hmm.
can't keep up. So that's where I'm in now. I'm working out
Okay.
now. I'm doing my thing now. So if I have a match with a younger person
Uh-huh.
who was fast, I
Sure.
can keep
Sure.
up with them.
Yeah. I
Um,
guess you have to.
yeah. So I don't want to fade away. I
Hmm.
want to keep up. I want to keep going. I want to still be a name going forward. So I
Yeah.
still and that's cool. I think I'm gonna do my best this year. I'm gonna do my best. That's all I'm gonna say.
Does so you come home from a long day. It's 5:30. Who's responsible for putting a meal on the table?
Um,
Is it shared responsibility?
it's a shared responsibility. But usually, like my fiance will cook more than I do.
Yeah.
I don't think she enjoys it as much as I. I love cooking. Like
Okay.
let's
Oh,
be
okay.
I love cooking. It's just
On your schedule.
I don't like I don't like cooking. I love the idea of that I know how to cook, but I don't like cooking, but I love cooking, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it's like having a superpower, just not using it. I choose not to use it.
Yeah,
I
exactly,
might
exactly,
have it in
exactly.
my back pocket, but um, all right. Do you mind? I'm going to let you go soon and have a proper meal, maybe a cupcake on top of the cookie you had earlier as your appetizer. Can I ask you five non-wrestling related questions? They're just yes or no questions.
Okay, yeah, sure, go for it.
The first one: have you ever eaten a hot dog in your gear?
Yes.
Okay. Did you get a
I
picture of it or some
I
video?
have pictures of it. I just hope they don't ever leak. So
Oh, okay, got it, got it, got it.
I mean,
Um,
but maybe I can share them and get sponsorships. Who knows? So we'll see.
have you ever been chased by an animal?
Hmm. Yes, I've been chased by two dogs.
Oh, did they catch you?
Nah. So I used to live in like a building, and like there's like this rod that like connects everybody's like I guess internet.
Uh-huh.
Um, these dogs, they were my grandmom's dogs. My grandmother lived right across from me.
Okay.
So every time I knock on her door, the dogs would just start chasing me. They weren't there to harm me or whatever, but
Yeah.
like they just want to run. And
Uh-huh.
I was scared because these dogs are like huge and I was a kid. So I climbed up this little pole, and these dogs are just like there waiting for me, like he gonna fall.
Just
He
waiting
gonna
for you to
fall.
slip down.
Yeah.
Our meal's right up there. Okay, so this one is going to be, you're going to think about this one. For $10 million, would you run for office on the Nazi Party platform, but you could explain yourself 6 months later?
For 10
You could
million?
tell everybody, this is why I did this. I got $10 million. But you'd have to sell it for those couple months while you were running for office.
I wouldn't do it because I know I can get more money than that. You got to always protect your low. Protect your low.
Good
if I'm gonna teach you anything in this conversation, is always protect your low.
Okay, that's awesome. I'm gonna go tell my kids that. Can you remember the day you were born?
Kind of, sort of, yes. But kind of, sort of, no.
I have. Have you ever seen the movie Unbreakable with Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis?
Yeah.
So he was trying to find the opposite, of him, the guy who was unbreakable, as opposed to him, Mr. Glass.
Him being Mr. Glass, yeah.
I've been searching for someone who could remember the day they were born, and you're the first one. I feel like so amazing right now.
I can vaguely remember. I just remember big lights.
Solid light.
Yeah, I remember the lights. I remember a doctor, and I remember being put down somewhere. They picked and put me somewhere. That's all I remember. That's all I remember.
Wow, that's great. I'm so excited to go tell my wife this. Okay, last question.
Yes.
Do you have an arch nemesis? And maybe they don't know this.
I mean, there's Megabyte Ronnie, but we're like good friends. But if we're gonna keep this kayfabe, Megabyte Ronnie is my arch nemesis right now. He eats nothing but hot dogs and amongst other foods. But bro, you're eating my family, you're eating my friends, you're eating hot dog land. So Megabyte Ronnie, you could try to eat all the hot dogs in the world, but one hot dog you're not gonna eat is this one.
Good. I'm scared. Have you ever heard of this? Have you ever been to Chicago?
No, I'm trying to go to Chicago.
Okay. I'm going to tell you a quick story before I let you go. There's this place in the city. It's called the Wiener Circle. And they're very famous for being really, really mean to the, you walk up and you get the food and then you leave. They're really mean.
Oh,
and
no.
One night after bar time, my friends and I were walking home, and a few of them went in, and I was standing out by the curb. All of a sudden, I hear, "Hey, Eagle Beak, you're blocking the view." It was them. I wasn't even a customer, and they were so mean to me.
Oh my goodness!
So there's many other hot dog places in Chicago other than that are just as good. So I'm just
that's like Bizarro hot dog land. It sounds like
they're oh my god, they're vicious, and it's not like little little zingers. They're mean. I know it's big, but still. Anyways, hey, thank you so much for coming on. I know the pandemic and everything, but do you have any appearances coming up?
I have a taping at Camp Leapfrog on March 20th.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think Campers Choose Stipulations, something like that. I don't know when that's going to air. They usually air like maybe a month or like 2 weeks to a month after we shoot it.
Okay. When was Camp Love Frog film?
Camp Love Frog was awesome. So I got a chance to do a new finisher. I mean, people know it as the F5, but I want to call it the Coney Island Cyclone. So there's that. I had a 6-way match. It was like me versus CC Boost versus Max Zero, Dan Champion, Twitch was also there, and that match was crazy.
Yeah,
guys
it was
everywhere. I couldn't keep up. I was like, look, y'all do y'all thing. I'm gonna just stay on the outside, just hurting,
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's a lot of fun, like to be involved in that. That's why I was thinking, like, it's gotta be really fun, like, behind the curtain, with all like the wrestlers. All right. So you have Camp Leapfrog coming up. and you're not sure anything beyond that?
I gotta honestly check. I don't know. I'm terrible with dates because I
You know what you
have
should
to.
do?
Yeah,
You should walk to Chicago.
walk to Chicago.
Yeah, from where you are. Something to do on
I
a
mean,
journey for like the perfect hot dog. All right. When are you getting married? I'm sorry, I forgot to ask.
might be next year. I have no idea. It's
Okay.
like
Okay.
trying to balance like wrestling and trying to balance being a husband. It's just a lot. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a lot. So
Will you
we'll get there.
promise me you will not have a child in your 20s?
I can't promise you that, but
Oh man, I'm telling you, trust me, you have plenty of time. All right, whatever. You know what? Everyone's got to learn for themselves with these monsters that come out of these women. Anyways, no, I love them for the most part, most of the time. All right, stay healthy, stay safe. I'd love to have you on again and talk down the line.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm down for it again too, man. Thank you for having
Awesome.
me.
You have a platform. If you got to get something out to the world, send me an email. We'll get you on.
All right, cool, no problem.
All right, awesome. All right, take care.
All right, you too, man. Thank you.